I think there's a lot of people don't understand what makes something an antitrust case. Just because you're successful and you're a big company does not mean that you're anti-competitive. It's a very different thing. So just because Facebook is now big and successful doesn't, and I'll give my opinion of which ones I think actually should probably be broken up or not. But just because a company is big and successful doesn't mean that they're a monopoly, right? That just means that they were big and successful. There's nothing wrong with being the best in your industry and being the dominant player.
I completely agree with that.
And there were times where I kind of just wish Zuckerberg or any of these guys would have basically just said, yeah, Congressman, my job is to win, and we won, okay? And if you don't think our competitors were saying the same thing about us, you're out of your mind, okay? Just like in the same way that, by the way, these I would love, my comeback to any of these people would be like, hey, Senator, you've held your seat for 6 terms in a row now. Couldn't someone argue that you're anti-competitive? Do you have a monopoly? Well, no. You have plenty of people who run against you every time, right? But you win. Your job is to win. And guess what? We won. That's what we do. And if we hadn't won, we would never have won had we not been killers. Because if you want to build $1 trillion company, you need to be a killer.
And I agree with that. I mean, obviously, all of a sudden, it looks like being competitive and basically beating your competition is a bad thing.
It's like saying Michael Jordan had a monopoly on championships. No, he was just fucking better than everybody.
Right. But it's not so much, but if Michael Jordan, the problem with this monopoly and antitrust hearing is that if Michael Jordan, all of a sudden, not only was he the best player of his era, or maybe arguably the best player ever, but if he also owned the referee association and the NBA and the team, and then basically he owns everything, and then by the way, he is also the best player. So I think that the problem is when you dissect the different situations with the Apples, the Googles, the Amazons, and all that, is that they started being very aggressive and with very good CEOs, and not just in the past. I mean, Bezos has been with Amazon since the beginning, but obviously Sundar Pichai, he's been there after Larry Page and Sergey Brin, and Tim Cook, the same thing. But they grew the company to a point where they control everything. They become the judge, the jury, and the executors.